You know, at a certain age, we start to feel that our body doesn't quite listen to us the way it used to. I remember one morning, a few years ago, I bent down to tie my running shoes, and my knee made this little cracking sound. It didn't really hurt, but it made me stop for a second and think, Robert, maybe you're not 30 anymore. And maybe you've had that feeling too, that quiet realization that your strength isn't what it once was. The arms that used to feel solid now feel softer. The legs that once carried you briskly now move a little slower. And sometimes, climbing a few stairs makes your heart beat faster than it should. I'm a doctor, but first and foremost, I'm a man who has crossed 60. I know what that feels like, the sense that your body is slowly slipping away from you. And for years I've asked myself, can we reverse that process? Not to be 20 again, that's not realistic, but to stay strong enough, flexible enough, to keep doing the things we love, to still feel alive in every sense of the word. Many of my patients come to me and say, Doctor, I walk every day, I exercise, but my muscles still feel weak. Or, I eat just fine, but I still feel tired, like I've lost my energy. The answer is simple but profound. After 50, our body doesn't just need movement, it needs to be fed the right way. And the miracle is that the foods capable of rebuilding your strength aren't expensive supplements or exotic diets. They're right there, in your kitchen, in your grocery store, in the simple meals you already enjoy. I want you to imagine something. You wake up in the morning, step out of bed, and feel your legs steady beneath you. You stand tall without holding on to anything. You bend down to tie your shoes, carry a bag of groceries, or play with your grandchild, without knee pain, without fatigue, without fear of falling. That feeling, that strength, that independence, that quiet confidence is what I call aging strong. And to achieve that, you don't need a fancy gym or a strict athlete's diet. You just need to start with what's already on your plate. One of my longtime patients, Evelyn, she's 68 now, came to me a few years ago. Her muscles were so weak that she needed a cane to walk. But what I remember most wasn't the cane. It was the sadness in her eyes when she said, Doctor, I just want to hold a cup of coffee in the morning and bring it to my husband, like I used to. We started small, adding a bit of Greek yogurt to her breakfast, some lentils and canned sardines at dinner, a bowl of bone broth every week. Nothing fancy, no magic pills. And 3 months later, she came back, without her cane. She smiled and said, Doctor, I can carry coffee for my husband again. That moment reminded me that sometimes strength isn't just in the muscles. It's in the feeling of getting a piece of yourself back. Science has a word for age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. It starts quietly in our 40s and accelerates after 50. We lose about 1% of our muscle mass each year, unless we do something to stop it. But the good news is we can. With the right protein, collagen from fish or eggshell membrane, and minerals like zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D, the body can rebuild. And when you pair that with gentle exercise, walking, yoga, or light resistance training, your body responds beautifully. It gets stronger, more stable, more alive. You see, aging may change how we look, but it doesn't have to take away our strength. The most rewarding moments in my years of practice aren't the perfect lab results. They're when my patients can do something they thought they'd lost forever. Like George, 72, who returned to the golf course after 6 months of small dietary changes. Or Linda, 65, who now rides her bike around the park every morning with her granddaughter. So today, I want to share with you 10 simple, powerful foods that can help you rebuild muscle, regain your strength, and feel confident in your body again. They're not rare or expensive. They're the everyday foods that quietly hold the power to change your health. Because sometimes, the biggest changes begin with the smallest choices, like a spoonful of Greek yogurt in the morning or a cup of warm bone broth before bed. Have you ever felt like your body was slowing down? Or thought that keeping your muscles strong after 60 was impossible? If you have, I want you to stay with me until the end of this video. Because once you understand how your body truly works, you'll realize that aging isn't your enemy. It's simply a reminder to love and care for your body a little more. 60 isn't the end. It's a new beginning, a time to live slower, deeper, and stronger. Let me show you how. Starting with the very first meal of your day. Now, let's get into the foods, not the trendy superfoods you see on magazine covers, but the quiet, powerful ingredients that have stood the test of time. The ones that your body actually recognizes, absorbs, and uses to stay strong. Let's start with something you might already have in your fridge, Greek yogurt. This is one of my favorite foods for people over 50. You see, Greek yogurt isn't just a creamy snack. It's a beautiful balance of whey and casein, two kinds of protein that work together like a morning and evening shift. Whey acts fast, giving your muscles the fuel they need right after breakfast, while casein digests slowly, feeding them for hours afterward. When I suggest it to my patients, I always say, don't think of this as a dessert. Think of it as morning maintenance for your muscles. Add a handful of berries, maybe a sprinkle of chia seeds, and you've got a meal that's doing more than just filling your stomach. It's rebuilding you, quietly, from the inside out. Next, let's talk about a humble but mighty friend, lentils. Most people underestimate them because they're simple, but I've seen dramatic changes in energy and strength when people start adding lentils to their meals. They're packed with plant-based protein, folate, iron, and magnesium, the kind of nutrients that keep your blood oxygenated and your muscles nourished. One of my patients, Harold, used to struggle with fatigue halfway through his morning walks. We added just half a cup of lentils to his lunch salads, and 2 weeks later he told me, "Doc, I feel steady again." Sometimes the solution isn't more caffeine or more supplements, it's more real food. Now, for those who prefer something from the sea, canned sardines. I know, they're not glamorous, but listen, sardines are one of the most underrated muscle foods on the planet. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, calcium, and CoQ10, all crucial for muscle contraction and heart function. Plus, because sardines are small fish, they're low in mercury and safe to eat regularly. My wife jokes that I might turn into a sardine one day. That's how often I eat them. But here's the truth. The older we get, the more our body needs anti-inflammatory fats. They don't just protect your heart, they protect your mobility. They help your joints move freely, your muscles recover faster, and your energy stay consistent throughout the day. Let's move on to something you might not expect, pumpkin seeds. I call them nature's muscle multivitamin. Just a small handful provides magnesium and zinc, two minerals that most older adults are deficient in. Magnesium helps your muscles relax and prevents those painful nighttime cramps. Zinc, on the other hand, supports protein synthesis and immune function. When your zinc levels drop, you lose muscle faster. It's that simple. So if you ever wake up with cramps or feel your muscles twitching, try adding a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds into your yogurt or oatmeal. It's a tiny habit that pays big dividends. Now here's something most people never think about, egg membrane. You know that thin, almost invisible layer between the eggshell and the white? It's packed with natural collagen, types 1, 5, and 10, and nutrients that support your joints and connective tissue. I first learned about it from a study showing that egg membrane can reduce joint stiffness in just 4 weeks. When you think about it, it makes perfect sense. As we age, our connective tissues lose elasticity. That's why people over 50 often say, "My body feels tight." Collagen from egg membrane helps restore that flexibility. I've seen it work wonders, especially for patients who say, "Doc, I don't mind getting older. I just want to move without pain." That's what this does. It helps you move with ease again. Speaking of collagen, let's talk about fish skin collagen. Now, I know the idea of fish skin doesn't sound appetizing, but here's the truth. Collagen peptides from fish are incredibly bioavailable, which means your body absorbs them more efficiently than most other sources. Collagen is like the scaffolding that holds your muscles, tendons, and skin together. Without it, everything starts to sag. Not just your skin, but your posture, your movement, your confidence. I often tell my patients, strong muscles start with strong connections. Fish collagen helps maintain those connections. And when combined with even light resistance exercise, it can significantly reduce muscle loss, something proven in multiple studies on adults over 60. So next time you cook fish, Don't throw away the skin. That's where the magic is. Then there's something so comforting, so old-fashioned, and yet so healing: bone broth. My grandmother used to simmer bones for hours, and back then I just thought it was for flavor. But now we know that slow-cooked broth is a treasure chest of collagen, glycine, and minerals like calcium and magnesium. It's not just food, it's therapy in a bowl. I often recommend my patients to sip a small cup before bed. It soothes digestion, promotes sleep, and quietly nourishes your joints and muscles while you rest. There's something beautiful about that, being healed while you sleep. And if you're someone who likes seeds and nuts, don't forget hemp seeds. These tiny seeds are complete proteins, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids, plus omega-3s and arginine, which helps improve blood flow. Good circulation is often overlooked when we talk about muscle strength. But your muscles are only as strong as the blood that reaches them. Hemp seeds keep that blood moving, delivering oxygen, carrying nutrients, and helping your body repair itself efficiently. I can't forget quinoa, one of nature's rare plant foods with all essential amino acids. It's rich in lysine, which plays a big role in muscle repair and energy metabolism. In fact, studies have shown quinoa can help improve endurance in older adults. And it's easy to cook. 15 minutes and you have a base for salads, soups, or even breakfast bowls. One of my favorite combinations? Quinoa, lentils, and roasted vegetables. A simple, colorful dish that tastes good and builds strength with every bite. And finally, something gentle and reliable: cottage cheese. It's often overlooked, but it's one of the best nighttime proteins you can have. Because of its slow-digesting casein, it feeds your muscles while you sleep. I sometimes call it silent repair work. Your body doesn't rest when you rest, it rebuilds. So a small bowl of cottage cheese with a few slices of fruit before bed can make a noticeable difference in how you feel the next morning. It's such a simple act of self-care, ending your day with nourishment instead of neglect. You see, the key to staying strong after 50 isn't found in extremes. It's not about starving or over-exercising. It's about consistency, about feeding your muscles small doses of strength, day after day, meal after meal. When you do that, when you treat food as medicine and your meals as opportunities to rebuild, your body responds, no matter your age. Our muscles may age, I often tell my patients, but they never lose their ability to grow, as long as you give them a reason to. So, start today. Look at your next meal and ask yourself, am I feeding my muscles or just filling my stomach? Because every bite you take is either building you up or breaking you down. And you, my friend, still have time to build. Strength isn't just for the young, it's for the wise, the seasoned, and the determined. You see, Margaret wasn't looking for a miracle. She was simply searching for a way to feel at home in her own body again. Not perfect, but strong, alive, and truly hers. And that, my friend, could be your story too. I know it's not easy to start over when you've already lived more than half your life, but I want you to remember this. Aging is never the end of the road. It's a gentle reminder that your body needs to be listened to, cared for, and loved a little more than before. Start small. Pay attention to your sleep. Eat more protein-rich foods. Add the right kind of collagen to your daily routine. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to try. Because sometimes, one small change, like adding fish skin collagen or egg membrane extract to your morning habit, can be the beginning of something truly transformative at 60, 70, or even 80. And if you're watching this right now, I want you to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, am I living healthy or just surviving? If that question makes you stop and think, that's your signal. Your body is asking for a new beginning. I'm Dr. Robert, and my mission is to remind you that aging doesn't mean decline. It's your chance to rewrite the next chapter of your life, one filled with health, peace, and wisdom. If what I shared today resonated with you, please like this video and share it with someone you love, someone who might need a little hope and guidance on their own journey to better health. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because every week I bring you new stories and practical science to help you stay strong, vibrant, and full of life. At any age. Aging may slow us down, but it can never dim the light within us. Keep that light alive and let it guide you toward a future of strength, health, and beauty.